Thanks for joining us on Your Kentuckiana Home. I'm with Mike with Primary Residential Mortgage and the LPK Group. Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So I love being in your office because you guys have all of these inspirational quotes everywhere, and you really put a lot of meaning into what you do for people.
Absolutely. This is a family-based business. At the end of the day, the people that are in our office, as you can see, is realtors and referral partners, and they're truly important to us, and that's no hidden bones about it. We really take pride in realtors, and they are some of our family. At the end of the day, they do help provide food and opportunities for everyone in this organization.
So you talk about families, and what you guys do every day is you help put families into the home that is best for them, you know, with the loan. And what made you start being in mortgage?
Well, that's a good question. I'm on a 14th year run. So, you know, for me, I got in the industry very, very young, and it was coincidental. I actually met a friend out at a bar and was having a cocktail, and he said, "Hey, would you be interested in getting into the mortgage arena?" And very, very cleanly, I knew nothing about it. And so from there, my love for the game, I guess you could say, started. And it was very clear as soon as I got in the industry that I was pretty darn good at it. And I learned a lot, failed a lot, and failed forward, I guess is the best way to say it.
Well, you fell forward into your own company that you have with Jason, who we'll meet in just a moment. So what's your favorite part of what you do?
I would say working with some of my best friends, and one of my best friends. So this is, like I said, a family. I didn't know Jason prior to this. He and I met 8 years ago. So it wasn't I guess you'd say, a long-term relationship that we knew we were going to be together. But at the end of the day, he and I came together and have built something that has a lot of layers to it, and it's family first. And that's what we are doing here. And I'm grateful, which is also a saying in our office. It is truly to be grateful. And attitude of gratitude is what we're after here. And I have to be thankful for the people that are around me, for sure.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today, Mike. We'll be back with Jason, another owner in a company, in just a moment. We're back with Jason, who's another owner of Primary Residential Mortgage, which is the LPK Group.
That's
Thanks
correct.
for joining us.
You're very welcome.
So we were talking with Mike about how you guys got started in the business, and he was telling me why he became a mortgage officer. How did you get in the business?
You know, Kimberly, that's an interesting question. For me, I was in real estate for many years as a realtor, so I was on the other side of the transaction. And so when I met Mike, what happened was that we kind of took a look at how the business worked and the way things kind of transpired, and we found some common, what I want to call pitfalls, that were really built the four cornerstones of our company. And when he and I addressed it and looked at it, we found that the communication was really lacking in the business. The educational aspects with realtors and the borrower as a whole. And then we looked at the service aspect and the effort. And the way we see it, Kimberly, here at the LPK Group is real simple. It's through the effort that we can provide a service. And that service is hinged basically to the ability to educate the borrower and the realtor to the right loan program for that family, for that individual person. Unlike a bank, we don't want to just stick people into loan programs because it's what works for us. We have over 84 loan programs that we work in, and if you go down to our second and third tier, well over 1,000. But we broke everything down, Kimberly, into the communication piece of the business. That was the real big pitfall. So for me, it was about being on the other side of the transaction and fixing some of the dilemmas that I got involved in years ago in the North Carolina area.
And when you say fixing those transactions, you were a real estate agent, so you were out showing houses all the time.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you knew the problems that were going on with people trying to finance a loan.
Well, not only did I know the problems, I lived them. Because for the realtor, you know, what we do is we have to trust. That's a big word. We have to trust, let's say in the relationship with you, as we hand a client and my reputation off to you as you pre-approve them or credit approve them, and you return them to me in a manner to say, hey, Jason, they need to go an FHA loan, they're pre-qualified or credit approved up to $150,000, $200,000, whatever that number is, then I have to write the contract accordingly. And I saw so many inconsistencies in speaking with Mike and people throughout the industry and then living it firsthand. It really, really was a true kind of desire to see some change, see some initiated change.
And so what do you feel like your change is that you offer the clients?
Well, what's different about us, Kimberly, at the end of the day is that the way we communicate with the realtor and the borrower and the entire transaction, the selling agent included, triangulation, and I am using my hands like Talladega Nights, but the interesting piece is that the triangulation that happens, you have a buying agent, you have a selling agent, you have a client, and in many cases, if you take the selling agent out, you have the buying agent and the client, and you have the mortgage company. And so what ends up happening is that communication only goes one way in many times what happens with the mortgage. We bring everybody in through group texts, through the way that we label and handle our email communications with our weekly updates. So what I wanted to fix was some of what I want to say, how would you put this, Kimberly? Dissatisfaction when people walk away from it. Oh, it was painful, it was arduous, it was difficult. The LPK group prides itself on bringing what I want to say is solution-based propositions to the mortgage transaction as a whole.
You know, and that's nice because, you know, when you are buying a home and you're trying to get that loan, it can be very stressful.
Oh, you're not kidding. It is. I need your last 2 years tax returns. I need your last 2 years W-2s. I need 30 days worth of pay stubs and bank statements. There's a lot that goes into it. And really it becomes an intimate relationship. For us, we know borrowers and our clients on a very high level because we see their credit, we see all their financials. But we want to build a relationship that is, much like my business partner talked about, an attitude of gratitude. We're grateful for the opportunity to serve the realtor community. We're grateful for the opportunity as clients bring their challenges and their questions and their thoughts to us. We want to be seen as mortgage doctors, which then allows it to be, mortgages just simply made a little easier.
And it's very inviting when you walk in here. It's literally a family-owned business, and you have these amazing phrases and inspirational quotes all over the office. Tell us about some of those.
Well, it's cultural. You know, we want to be a culturally driven organization. We want to look at people and understand, you know, that we're more than just simply providing you money in the mortgage. We are. So for us, it's about the extension of the olive branch in a professional, diplomatic manner that builds trust, that allows them to understand that we care about what's happening. You know, as you go around and you show some of the different pieces of our company, we're very, very appreciative of the client and the relationship we share with our realtors. And there are things that we believe in. We wanted to put a piece or a component in place when people walked in here, from our color schemes to the music that plays through the speakers, through the way we offer coffee, tea, and water and soda. It's all by design to allow you to feel a little different as you embark on an adventure and a journey that in some situations turns out exactly the way you want it, and in others there's some challenges and some things that we have to work through together in that partnership to get us to the finish line.
Thank you so much, Jason, for joining us today. Really appreciate it. We'll be back with more Your Kentuckiana Home in just a moment.
Thank you for watching Your Kentuckiana Home. Join us next week for another episode of Your Kentuckiana Home, brought to you by Window World.